Late at night or broad daylight, she's bringing the truth into the fight, shining a light where the shadows creep, for the lost, the stolen, the ones who will weep. She won't turn away, she won't back down, even when the loony clowns come round. Threats don't shake her, lies don't win. She stands for justice right till the end. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Some chase fame, some chase views, but she fights for those with nothing to lose. For the kids who vanish without a trace, she won't stop till she cracks the case. They try to silence, they try to scare, but truth don't break and she's still there, calling out monsters, showing their game. Justice comes when you speak their name. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. So if you're lost or need a voice, kids stand strong, she makes the choice. For victims gone, for those in need, she's fighting hard, she won't concede. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. At the end of the day, this is all we have to say. Fight for will always have her back. We will take you right in the sack.
Boot up the stream, grab your snack and noodle. Here comes the queen, kid and caboodle. Wi-Fi blazing, wig on tilt. More drama than a soap opera quilt. Kid logs on in a sparkly robe, sipping iced tea like she runs the globe. Drops more truth than a psychic at noon, with a cat named Taco and a raccoon named Boom. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, Wi-Fi warrior, clickbait mover, shaking up the algorithm like a smoothie blender. Watch out, troll, she's a copyright sender. Hot shit YouTuber, talking tea with a pink ring light aura. Yeah. She reviews shampoo and ghost hunts too. Caught Bigfoot slipping in a Gucci shoe. Unboxes snacks, talks haunted dolls, and drops a diss track on bathroom stalls. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, hashtag queen, thumbnail smoother, dancing in a study with a llama on her head, uploading content even while in bed. Hot shit YouTuber, even aliens subscribe, that's no rumor. Yeah. She vlogs in Walmart, midnight mission, caught in aisle 9 with divine precision. Mic in hand, she interviews cheese. Sir, you aware you're lactose free? Goes live while baking glitter pies. Starts a feud with ducks, no lies. Reacts to Karens, paints her Jeep, and once went viral yelling sheep don't sleep. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, ring light blazing, sassy maneuver. Bans a troll while dancing to chair, then sells merch made from her own hair. Hot shit YouTuber, even her outro has a blooper. She taught a goose to play Fortnite, hosted a seance on Tuesday night, got possessed midstream, ate a burrito, still hit upload, respect amigo. Now Netflix calls and brands wanna collab, but Kit just vlogged from her glittery cab. She's not here for clout or fame, she's here to win the YouTube Hunger Games. Kit and caboodle is a hot shit Uber, lights, camera, chaotic humor. She'll roast your comments and send a prayer while flossing in boots with electric hair. Hot shit
Oh my God, I gotta add my ass here. I don't know where Patty Sturgis is. I don't know where Misty is, but you guys are here with me. Okay? We have missed you. Okay? We were wondering where you've been. And thank you for being a member for 3 months. You rock. You rock. Hi, Rapper. How you doing? Amber. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hi, Bird Dog. How are you, my friend? Okay, those two songs I played, by the way, my friend on here, Viper, he wrote those for me. He's amazing. That's right, hot shit YouTuber. There, okay. I don't think I'm a hot shit YouTuber. I want to put that out there. That is an inside joke. Okay, that's an inside joke because somebody threatened me, threatened to harm me, and said I think I'm a hot shit YouTuber. So yeah, yeah, it's an inside kind of thing. Instead of me, becoming all angry, we made a joke out of it, right? There's Patty Sturgis. Yeah. Hey, people, hit the like. Do it. Beat me up. What is that called? Hype me up? Is that it? Hype me up, people. Okay, I want to show you something, guys. I gotta be careful too. Hold on a minute. I don't know. Have you guys seen that allegedly the Guthrie family might sue Ashleigh Banfield? Have you heard this, people? Have you heard this? Okay, you're not the only one. I was watching somebody's lives last night and they kept saying, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. They keep deleting my comments. So it's YouTube. It's not you, Patty Sturgis. Yes, yes. Hi, Raga. How you doing? Okay, I appreciate every one of you. Let me tell you something. I have my opinion on this, and I'm going to give my opinion because, who knows if it's true or not. But let me tell you something. What did I say? What did I say? I said she better be careful because the Guthrie family might sue her. I even said that about JLR because what Ashley did, Ashley, I'm not hating on you. I like you. And she's got to be careful because she's not with the network no more. She's just a YouTuber. I'll get to that. She's just a YouTuber right now. Well, she's got a brand. She's been in what? She's been a reporter for what? 30 years, I think. I think. But she after she said that her sources told her that Annie's brother or Annie's husband was the prime suspect, it took off on the internet. That's when you had JLR that did not stop for a while on him. So I'm telling you, people, us as YouTubers, and I have found out you need to be careful. If these people got money, they're gonna sue you. Okay? And let me tell you something. We are going to go back in time. Now, I might as well start with this. Let me take that down. What am I doing? Let's take that down. So I went to Ashleigh's channel being nosy, right? Because she stands on what she stands for, okay? And attorneys have talked about this. But one thing, let me show you what Ashleigh did, though. Let me show you. I'm going to show you guys. Because this came out on the 14th, I think, but I just got into it right now. Let me show you something. Oh, she did leave it there. Okay, never mind.
The night before she disappeared.
Okay, she did fix the title, but she did not fix the she fixed the title but not the thumbnail. The thumbnail says prime suspect. It does not say alleged, nothing. Okay? God, you gotta be careful when it comes to this shit. But you know what? Ashleigh's a reporter. She's been doing this for decades, and there's attorneys that are having her back right now. But I think when you become a YouTuber, things are different. I don't know. I don't know if the Guthrie families are really going to do it, but there is a good source out there. And I think Ashley's even touched on this. All right, so let's go here. Do you guys remember? Here we go. But see, she did lives after this, really, really going hard on, what do we call him again? How do you say his name? Tommaso? Yeah, Tommaso, I think. Weird name. Different. But she started going hard on him. Let's see. Let's listen to what her source says.
Dropped off by her daughter at 9:45-ish at night on Saturday night. So Annie Guthrie, and possibly her husband as well, Tommaso Cioni, were the last people to see her at 9:45 at night, Saturday night. Sunday morning, 11 a.m., church members reached out to the family. Hey, your mom wasn't in church. Not normal. She's always there. What's up? Family member goes over, calls family member or members, goes to the house, calls 911, and the investigation begins. But they have towed Annie Guthrie's car. And there is some connection to Annie Guthrie's car and Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law. That would be Annie's husband, Tommaso Cioni, age 50, from Tucson, Arizona, married to Annie P. Guthrie, Savannah's sister. And my law enforcement source tells me that Tommaso Cioni is the prime suspect in this case. Again.
See. Her sources tell her. Her source was, hey, Ashleigh, your sources have sucked out there because everything they have told you, I think they're messing with you, have been wrong, have been incorrect. No, they have not found her. Sadly. So, Ashleigh's sources suck. From what I've been watching, anyways.
Law enforcement source tells me that Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, married to Annie Guthrie, Savannah's sister, is maybe a prime suspect in this case. At the very least, let me tamp that down, because sometimes it's the first person you're looking at, not prime as in there's no one else. Okay, so let's be really mindful of that. Families are always looked at first as well. It doesn't mean right away. Listen, Ed's smart.
See, Ashleigh, you're not doing too well right here, right now. You're saying a couple different things here, in my opinion. Yes, as we do know, families are the first ones looked at, and the people to last see her, right? But within days within this abduction, and she stayed hard on Tommaso as being a prime suspect. I mean, she was going hard. She was going on a tour on the internet, and we're going to go to Macon Kelly after this. Be mindful, Ashleigh Banfield.
Was targeted for weeks as, without question, somebody they needed to look at. Possible suspect, right? Heartbreaking for Ed and Lois Smart, because it wasn't them who took Elizabeth, right? But that's what happens. When anything happens like this, familial abductions, the family's looked at first.
But Ashleigh, this is what I want to say to you. People look up to you as a reporter, and you've done some really, really crazy shit. I remember, what's his name's case. And I told her decision was bad in the comments. Let's see, what's his name? Luigi. So they're in back of the prison. They're asking questions. The prisoners are, so she's communicating with the prisoners on nationwide TV. And I told her, I said, you know what's going to happen, Ashleigh? When she listens to me, I go, what's going to happen, Ashleigh? And I sent her, I go, they're going to get punished for what you're doing right now. They did. They all got in trouble. But see, she does shit like that. Is it for Is it for ratings? I don't know because I'm not a professional and, I'm not popular like her. Ashleigh, I'm not hating on you. I'm trying to help you out as a YouTuber to YouTuber.
Annie and or Thomas Ocioni were the last people to see Nancy Guthrie at 9:45 at night, the night before she disappeared, abducted, kidnapped. Kidnapped was the word that the sheriff used with me. But it's very distressing to think that this law enforcement source is telling me.
That's interesting. Did she ever interview? No. Did she ever interview with the sheriff? This is interesting, you guys. I think I just caught her in on something because she said her sources told her. What's her sources, sheriff, to begin with? Oh, interesting. Because I don't think the sheriff ever had anything to or talk to her because he made a statement about talking like, oh, let me back it up. Oh, interesting.
This familial abductions, the families looked at first, and Annie and or Thomas Ocioni were the last people to see Nancy Guthrie at 9:45 at night, the night before she disappeared, abducted, kidnapped. Kidnapped was the word that the sheriff used with me. But it's very distressing to think that
kidnapping is a word the sheriff used with me. Hey, I just noticed these type of things, people. Are you craving a hot dog? You know what? I was craving yesterday, but yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, so, you had to eat. Well, you didn't have to. Corned beef and cabbage. I know you didn't. You had chicken. I'm craving a Coney hot dog from downtown in my state. They are the best. Okay, let's get back to Ashleigh. I know you guys are listening. Okay, I know you don't want to comment, and that's okay. That's okay. I do too. It's so good. I don't make mine like that. Like my neighbor made it. He makes it every day on that year. But then after that, I make mine my own way. Very, very slow cooked in the oven. Very slow. Low heat. All right, Ashleigh.
That this law enforcement source is telling me that Thomas Ocioni is maybe a prime suspect in this case at this point, and that the car belonging to Annie has been towed and impounded and is in evidence. That's the word that was used with me. This law enforcement source also said to me, who has the motive to kidnap an 84-year-old woman? The way it was described to me is, that's a burden, right? It's a burden to kidnap an 84-year-old woman with mobility issues needing medication. That is a burden.
You just look at that.
And then this law enforcement source said, so you look at people who would have a benefit to an 84-year-old woman going away, disappearing or dying. Sometimes it's somebody who has an insurance benefit from that. Sometimes it's somebody who may benefit because there's a debt. And that may be helpful. These are just musings. They are not evidence, okay? But they are musings from people I trust implicitly due to their longevity in the business of investigating this exact kind of thing.
Okay, so now I'm confused. I thought it was somebody close to the case. Okay, Ashleigh, you confuse me. Ashleigh confuses me. Okay, so now we're going to go to, we heard this, because if you want to check them out here, I'm going to share this video with you peoples, because it's very long, and you can hear what Ashleigh says, and then there's like a few others afterwards, that she ain't very nice. She was angry. So you can check that out. We are going to go to Megyn Kelly's because let me tell you, people freaked out in the comments. They sure did. She went viral with this video, 2.3 million. Oh, did they start deleting comments? Well, anyways, people attacked her. Let's go to Megyn Kelly. Right here.
Ashleigh Banfield, who hosts her own podcast called Drop Dead Serious, is breaking exclusives on this case like nobody's business. And yesterday, she had quite a doozy. I'm going to bring her on. She's going to explain what she learned, but she reported exclusively that they actually do have a potential suspect in the case. And the identity is rather shocking. We're going to bring her in now. Ashleigh Banfield, thank you so much for joining us. So tell us what you say, very reliable law enforcement source told you about a possible suspect in the case.
Sure. So after almost 4 decades in this business, I've collected a few friends at the FBI and in local law enforcement all over the country. And the source that I have is impeccable. And he said that not only were the cameras smashed, plural.
I'm sorry. You guys are so funny. I only say that. My sources. I'm going to start saying that. My sources, people. You people, you know I got sources. In Missouri, I got sources. You damn right I do. Hi, Misty. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's continue. You guys know for fair use, I need to pause it and speak.
Plural cameras smashed so that the suspect likely knew about the locations of them, but that the car belonging to the sister of Savannah Guthrie, Annie Guthrie, was towed, impounded, and taken into evidence. And this is the wording. It's very important. The wording is very important. He said they now believe the son-in-law may be the prime suspect. Those are the words. Son-in-law may be the prime suspect at this point. And I'm very mindful. I covered the Elizabeth Smart case. I was out in Salt Lake City for 5 weeks.
You are not mindful. If you were mindful, you would not have done this, because you know people look at you. Okay, she's been in this for 4 decades. My bad. I thought it was 3. But they got the car back. They got the car back. And I'm not too much with they passed polygraphs, the family. That's really not a big deal to me. I mean, look at, I don't know if it was the Green River killer I was talking about yesterday. Which one was it? The serial killer. He passed his. Or the Golden Gate? I don't know.
Smart had vanished. And I recall specifically a lot of language saying Ed Smart is likely the prime suspect here. And so you got to be really mindful that, as you know, Megan, you're a lawyer. Police investigations start in the middle of the circle and they go out in concentric circles in terms of investigating family members, right? You start in the middle of the family, you investigate out from there. Then you go to contractors and friends and workers and everybody else who's had some contact. And then there's the randoms. So it is not surprising that someone in the family is being looked at. That language to me was pretty strident, though.
It's surprising to me because there was forced entry. And from the beginning, I thought, well, they must have ruled out the family pretty quickly if this is a case of forced entry, because the family wouldn't need to do that. The family would presumably have a key. And if they didn't have a key and they wanted to get in, they just knock on the door and Nancy Guthrie would open it.
So this is super interesting. And I had a long conversation with my former colleague, Brian Enton, about this, because Brian identified blood drops at the front door, right? And he's shown the video. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
However, my source says the back door is wide open. Back door left wide open. That's what my source said. I had a, Megan, half-hour conversation 2 days ago.
I watched it.
The sheriff, yeah. And I specifically said, so are you telling me, when you said that she did not walk out of that house on her own, I said, are you telling me that she might have been carried out of that house? And I used the word over the threshold of the front door. And he said, I didn't say front door. But he didn't say no carried. But when he said, I didn't say no to the front door, and then, you know, and the next day I'm getting information about the back door, it's pretty safe to say, well, that makes perfect sense. However, why is there blood at the front door? And Brian Enton said he couldn't find the trail continuing past to the walkway.
Oh, okay, that's Brian saying that. I thought she was saying that was somebody. Okay, that's enough of that. Well, hello. Hi, how you doing? By the family looking for the mother, dumb. Hang in there, bird dog, but YouTube is deleting my comments. I don't know what's going on. You're not the only one, just so you know, I noticed. Okay, so we are going, okay, after Ashleigh did that, she started a ripple effect. Let's go to JLR. Whew, JLR went hard. You know how he goes. He went hard. So here he is, Jonathan. He did a 12-hour live about him. So this was
breaking news.
Hey, you got to be careful, JLR. So we'll just listen to a little bit of this. So this was a month ago, apparently just before he went out there.
Big breaking news. Come on in, folks. There he is, prime suspect in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. See this guy right here, Tommaso Cioni. Oh boy, it appears he's in some big, big trouble. We're going to keep the photo up. Take a good look at that face. Where is Nancy Guthrie? Where is Nancy Guthrie? Hello, folks. Whoa, FBI was at his house yesterday for an extended period of time. Numerous agents descended onto the property of Annie and Tommaso Cioni. Annie Guthrie, the daughter of Nancy. What in the heck is going on here, people? He is the husband to Annie. He's the husband. We previously reported domestic partner, significant other, boyfriend. I found the marriage license. They were married in around March of 2006.
Okay.
They've been married for a minute.
So I just want to show that. Shoot. I'm going to show now. Where Megyn Kelly talks about the Guthrie family, about suing.
Speaking of the media, there's been a report now by Radar Online, but they're citing Rob Schuster, who's a British-American celebrity reporter and Royal Insider. He's a frequent guest of The Nerve and our pal Maureen, and he hosts his own show called Naughty But Nice. And he had reported this, and now Radar Online is reporting it as well, that Savannah Guthrie's family is actively exploring the possibility of legal action against our pal Ashleigh Banfield, following Ashleigh's exclusive about the brother-in-law, Tommaso Cioni, who's married to Savannah's sister, Annie, being, at that time, maybe, she said, the prime suspect in this case. Here's the reporting of February 3rd, SOT 28.
But they have towed Annie Guthrie's car. And there is some connection to Annie Guthrie's car and Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law. That would be Annie's husband, Tommaso Cioni, age 50, from Tucson, Arizona, married to Annie P. Guthrie, Savannah's sister. And my law enforcement source tells me that Tommaso Cioni is the prime suspect in this case. Again, law enforcement source tells me that Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, married to Annie Guthrie, Savannah's sister, is maybe a prime suspect in this case. At the very least, let me tamp that down, because sometimes it's the first person you're looking at, not prime as in there's no one else. Okay, so let's be really mindful of that. When anything happens like this, familial abductions, the families looked at first, and Annie and or Tommaso Cioni were the last people to see Nancy Guthrie at 9:45 at night. But it's very distressing to think that this law enforcement source is telling me that Tommaso Cioni is maybe a prime suspect in this case at this point, and that the car belonging to Annie has been towed and impounded and is in evidence.
Now, I have not been able to confirm that the Guthrie family wants to sue Ashleigh Banfield, but I have confirmed that Savannah is livid about that report.
Okay,
and definitely does not suspect her sister.
Guys, sorry, I got my wording wrong. I thought she's the one that put it out there, that she talked to the Guthrie family and that they told her. But no, it was Radar Online, but she did talk to Savannah, and she is livid. Okay. I just had to get it right.
Or her brother-in-law, can you blame her? I mean, that, of course, she loves her sister. I'm sure she loves her brother-in-law, and I'm sure she genuinely doesn't believe they had anything to do with it. All of us are in a different boat. We have to be more objective in assessing the possible suspects, the possible people connected with it, and law enforcement certainly does. And Ashleigh based this claim, Mark, on what she said a senior law enforcement source who had been a source for her for years, who she described as an impeccable source, told her. She's, so do you think there actually it would be a defamation claim by the Guthries against Ashleigh Banfield?
Let me tell you what I would do if Savannah came into my office or called me and asked me that question. I would say, look, I know you're out of your mind about this. I know you can't believe that this is being reported, but the tape that we just watched together couldn't be more protected under the law. And there is no way this, any thought that you have about.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, sorry, I'm back. I couldn't let this show keep running when I had to do what I had to do here. So this guy talking, I don't know if you guys know this guy. He is a defense attorney. I can't he's done a lot of famous cases. Okay. So he says it's protected speech or whatever.
Suing any claim that you think you have is going to be met by, depending on the jurisdiction it's brought in, what's called an anti-SLAPP, which is a strategic lawsuit against. What that will
Do you remember who did an anti-SLAPP? Do you know how many YouTubers? You got Bullhorn Betty, you got the Green Team that were suing each other with the anti-SLAPP out there in what was it, Pennsylvania? How many people were on that list to be sued? Do you guys remember? I want to say 10 people involved in the whole case, both sides. Look at Bullhorn Betty, her suing.
do is it will freeze the case.
She has sued 2 YouTubers, as a matter of fact.
And a judge, when he gets it or she gets it, is going to rule that you have no ability to pursue a claim that, as framed, by the way, Ashleigh framed it. It's dead on arrival, pun intended, in terms of any kind of legal action. There's no there whatsoever. Because you have the ability, number one, because it's you could find any judge who's looking at this, any lawyer who's involved is going to tell you, of course, they're looking at the family members. It would be malpractice not to, and that's exactly what Ashleigh said. Number two, the media is, as long as they are reporting and they have source protection, you're never going to be able to disprove what Ashleigh Banfield said.
Source protection when? I don't understand that. There's stuff, and thank God I was lucky, that I had to take down because the sources I had, I said sources, as in documents, okay, and information from the family, I had to take my shit down. But at least I got the opportunity to retract everything and get it off the internet. Even though there's proof, and I won't say the name because I can't say the name.
Source protection. This has been, by the way, Megan, one of the great frustrations when I'm trying a high-profile case. When a judge gags me and says, you, Mr. Garrigus, your team and the prosecution team, as lawyers, cannot comment on this case. You can't. This is attorney's eyes only on some discovery. Well, what ends up happening, the law enforcement leaks the information. How do I ever prove that? I can't, because there is source protection. So that source protection, which is robust, is always going to be a wall that you're never going to be able to climb over.
So what about it, Matt? I mean, what if they did sue, saying this turned into a complete shit show where this poor guy who was a victim, as the sheriff said, when you do this kind of thing, somebody who, he may not be the prime suspect, he may actually be just a victim, who was a victim, had all this focus on him. I mean, everybody, yours truly, Brian Enton, everybody who's been in depth covering this story, started talking a lot more about the brother-in-law as a result of that report. And if they say, we don't believe her law enforcement source, we think she made it up, or we think her law enforcement source ought to be sued as well because that was complete bullshit from the beginning that caused us to come under undue scrutiny, might they have a case?
Well, I think Mark's exactly right. We both dealt with this in California. It's called anti-SLAPP. I don't know what they would call it in Arizona, but basically, what did she say? She said he's a suspect, and
maybe.
And so what did
the prime suspect.
Yeah.
No. She said he is a prime suspect. That's what she said. And then later, as she was reading the statement, then she says maybe, and then she has her thumbnail that says prime suspect on it. Just saying. It's not that I'm going against her. I'm just, giving my opinion as I review this and how I've seen things go down on the internet, but I'm no attorney.
What exactly is that? He was the last person to see her. That's not Ashleigh's fault. And full disclosure, I really like Ashleigh Banfield.
Same.
I know her personally. I think
and she's a
great
solid
journalist.
reporter.
She's a solid reporter. And what she's doing is she's reporting what a source told her. She doesn't say he did it and here's why. She says, I've got information from a law enforcement source who says he is a prime suspect. And even though we've heard that, I think there's even TV shows called Prime Suspect at one point or another. What exactly does that mean? What is a suspect? A suspect means it's somebody that the police are looking at that they suspect, is right there in the word, might have done it. And the entire world is a suspect in a whodunit like this. And Mark's right. It goes nowhere. These are incredibly emotional situations for the family. Wouldn't be the first time that Radar Online has been radically wrong. But again, going back to what Mark said originally, and I think he's exactly right, all roads lead back to the sheriff. If this is a leak from his shop, it's kind of rich that the guy who brought the media in, his department is leaking information. I mean, it could be the FBI, but still it's his show. He wanted to be at the helm of the ship. He's responsible for that at the end of the day. And I had a great quote once on a high-profile case I was working on where high-placed people in the Orange County Sheriff's Department kept leaking information under an old sheriff who actually wound up going to federal prison.
Why do they do that? Why do people leak stuff? I don't understand. I don't understand it. Okay, so you get the picture, what I'm showing here, okay? I'm just being nosy. That's all I'm doing. What else do I got on here? Hold on. Okay, I think that's it for this. Here is the, if you want to look at that. I know. So I was just being nosy, so I went to go look for Ashleigh Banfield's and Savannah Guthrie's net worth if they want to fight it out in court. Not saying they are. See, what's funny, I've never heard of Savannah, ever. Actually, I have. I haven't heard of Savannah until her mom got taken. So her net worth is, Ashleigh's net worth is 3 to 4 million. Savannah's, hi Paula. Savannah's is 40 million. 40 million. You guys, 40 million. This is crazy. So if they want, they could go back and forth. I don't know. Hold on, I got a cough. How are you, Paula? Okay, so I just want to talk about some social media influencers that have been sued for defamation. We all know this one. We all know this one right here. The Brian Kohlberger case, that TikToker, she has to pay her $10 million. Yeah, her. We all know about that, right? You guys know about that, right? That TikToker that accused her of having something to do with the unaliving of the 4 Idaho students. She accused the professor of having something to do with it. So she just won $10 million. Okay, let's go to some other oops, I kicked myself out. Oops. Okay. So I want to, here's 7 more. We're just going to get through this real quick, people. These are the top 7 that this Jonathan Mitchell says. And this was dated June 26, 2025. It talks about the risk. Okay, I've never heard of this one. Dan Grinder, he had to pay a $1 million judgment. You got YouTuber Mr. Beast sued by Mr. Beast Burger. Okay. You got the Fry Festival, $100 million. Bethany Moto in Studio 71 for $325,000. Snap Inc. and Luke Sabat for $45,000. Conquest and Luke Sabat. Who is Luke Sabat? For $30,000. 0900. DJ Khaled and Floyd Waymather. $32 million. What is Scale Social? What is that? Boy, we could learn some things here, people. Interesting. I'm going to have to read this. I'm going to have to read that. Interesting. But can you believe that? Look at how much money. $100 million. Where was that? Where was that $100 million? The Fry Festival. Okay, so these are influencers that they say it's the top ones, but if I do more research, I bet you I can find others. So here's that if you guys want to look into that, because I'm going to. How was everybody today? So I went to go look to see what X is saying about this. So let's go look. Ashleigh's very upset here. This was March 14th, and this person says, Ashleigh Banfield talking about the Sheriff Nano's first press conference versus his recent interview on NBC. Okay, let's listen to what she says. See, this is why I think she talked to the sheriff. Because of this comment here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
You know, on week 6, instead, he is saying absolutely there's a concern to the public out there. And we've known since day one what this person was doing and what he had planned to do when he was in there. We've known effectively motive. My words, not his. But you heard me. You heard him. So what the hell is it? You've known since day one what the suspect was doing there and that there's a concern to the public? Then why didn't you say that on day 1 and day 2? Why did you tell us, no worries, no concern? And why did my sources tell me what your focus was on day 1? You towed the brother-in-law's car. Then you searched their house. You called off the search for Nancy Guthrie. You turned over the scene and you told the public there was nothing to worry about. What changed, Sheriff Nanos? Did we have nothing to worry about on day 1 because your beliefs were something else? Or did you not believe since day 1 that there was a danger to the community out there and that you've known all along what the motive is? I don't.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's do the latest. Let's see what we got. No, nothing here. Well. Let's see. What's this about?
That the sheriff had said early on and then walked back, and it was this.
Okay.
I don't know if you caught some of the language in there, and I'm not sure what to make of it, but I did specifically hear Savannah say something that the sheriff had said early on and then walked back, and it was this. She said, day 24, since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. I think it was about week 1 that the sheriff said that Nancy Guthrie was taken from her bed. And it was reported widely. And the sheriff the next day or the next 2 days, I think, walked it back and said, I was speaking figuratively, not literally. And so to this day, we really investigatively do not know what happened inside that home. Where did Mrs. Guthrie encounter this criminal, this suspect? And again, I'm not sure if Savannah was speaking literally or figuratively. I know she's a journalist and words matter and she's careful with her words, but when she said taken from her bed, it made me think a lot more about the possibilities of who this attacker was. Was this somebody who was just there to rob the place and was startled and did what he did? Or was this someone who was there to rob Savannah's mother, to rob Nancy Guthrie? because if she was taken from her bed, it's entirely possible that she was the only thing that attacker wanted in that home, that there was no intended burglary that might have gone wrong. And there's one other element that I want to bring up, and that is something that came up in the New York Times weeks ago. It was a very small mention deep down in a piece about Nancy Guthrie's friends. But one of her friends happened to mention that Mrs. Guthrie had recently begun using a cane and very powerful hearing aids. And if you know anything about hearing aids, especially the elderly who begin to use hearing aids, you don't sleep in them. Typically, you don't sleep in them. You take them out at night. My mom is 87, and I know for a fact that when you take them out, you can sleep like a rock and you won't hear anything necessarily. And it's very possible that with very powerful hearing aids, it's very possible that Mrs. Guthrie wouldn't have heard anyone smashing lights outside, damaging those spotlights that we all saw on the Fox, drone video at the back of the house. It's very possible she may not have heard.
Look at that creepy
entry.
dude.
I have a source, high-level source, who said there was forced entry. Second source, also law enforcement concurring, there was forced entry, but the back door was wide open. It is entirely possible that when you take those hearing aids out at night, if you're not wearing them while you're sleeping, you might not have heard a commotion outside. You might not have heard the ring alert that might have gone off saying there's someone at your front door. So it just adds another element to this. If what Savannah is saying is literal, that she was, taken in the dark of night from her bed, this changes the metric of it. A quick note from our sponsor.
Okay. All right, people. Any comments? Anything? I just want to share that there's chatter going around that the Guthrie family might sue Ashleigh Banfield. Okay? Allegedly. And then Megyn Kelly says that Savannah is livid about her reporting. That guy is creepy, ain't he? That guy's creepy. You want to play a game? Patty Sturgis. Oh, God, my stomach, you guys. Oh.
Patty, do you want to play a game? I want to play a game. Ha 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 ha.
That's right. And I make sure your comments up there so people know what Patty I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, sorry. I got a yawn. Whew. So I just want to put it out there. Ashleigh Banfield, I like you. I'm just saying. I'm reporting on the chatter, giving my opinion on the matter. I said that when she made that, when she did that, she posted that video. And JLR, let's go to JLR on X. He's talking about going back to Tucson already. It's like, are you kidding? Come on, there ain't nothing more going on, dude. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but that money you made, holy crap. I want to go back to Tucson. And people are eating it up. Go back. Go back. Go back. Look at these people. You guys are weird. The Magnificent, I can't even talk. 7. Exploring with Jim, Mark the Shark, Tucson, that Tucson guy, Boots on the Ground, Big Alex. Who's that? Jacob? Oh, Dad Goes Live. I don't see JLR on here. I'm having JLR, which are all sorry. I'm reading this shit, okay? You put your heart and soul into this. I'm just laughing. They miss him out there, guys. There ain't nothing going on, people. There ain't nothing going on out there, and there ain't gonna be. I don't understand. What is this? This don't make sense. I don't know. Come back. We miss your coverage. And I'm not hating on Jonathan either, so people don't go there. I think it's silly. Laundry, work, and life just not the same. That is so weird. I mean, if Savannah ain't out there, you hear what I'm saying? You don't even got Brian out there anymore. Excuse me? Don't laugh at JLR. He's having a lot of issues right now. No, I'm laughing at the people, Rhonda. Dolly's on his way there now. He should be there. You're kidding. There ain't nothing going on. We want you back. I don't live in Tucson, but I want you back. Take time and recharge. There you go. She said it. There you go. I agree with this comment right here. Take time, recharge, being out there. The stress and the heat took a toll on you. That was obvious. You could tell he lost weight. So, yeah, people got to think about that. People got to think about that. You got responsibilities at home. All right, people. That's all I want to talk about. If anything more comes up about Ashleigh and this mess, we will talk about it. All right, see